Hello everybody and welcome to your Season 9 Athena guide. We will of course be taking our lovely Athena over into the support role, grabbing our benevolence, taking a gander at their team comp. They are rocking triple physical, double magical. So I'm going to start off by going right into the sovereignty because I'm going to want a breastplate of valor here on my Athena as well. So I'm going to be avoiding the Thebes in its entirety, and I am going to be getting myself that sovereignty right into the breastplate of valor, so then we can get some magical defense going. As far as your starter active right now on supports, you actually do have a lot of options. Meditation has kind of fallen a little bit out of favor because they have nerfed it. Shell is really good against comps. Still reliant, of course, on those autos because you get to rank it up into that nice fortifying shell, and you get that nice percentage reduction from those basic attacks, which makes it a very strong go-to relic. At level 1, we are going to be grabbing our shield wall. Going to be the most clear here in the jungle. And also, I like to get some more points in this ability, I think, than necessarily other support Athena players do. I don't just straight up level the Taunt because you can get some good damage out of your support.
Retreat!
With the Athena shield wall. Now we do have to be careful because they are rocking a Ares, and we are not level 2 yet. But at level 2, instead of getting my dash, what I can actually get here is my taunt. And that way, every single time that this Ares goes to use his flame wave, I'll be able to hit him right back with a taunt, so he doesn't get that wave pressure. And he's actually going to get taunted right into the Medusa, and we're going to be able to grab ourselves an early kill. He probably thought that I was going to get my dash, but I didn't get my dash because honestly, there's not that much of a point against the Athena. But there is a point to make sure that you like and comment on the video on YouTube in order to help support the Twitchiest community, get through that silly YouTube algorithm, and of course make sure you're subscribed and ring that bell for notifications so you never miss a video. At level 3, we will be grabbing our dash and heading over to the side camps in order to do these harpies.
Have some fun.
Now, previously, you would always go over and do the side camp over here first, but nowadays it doesn't actually matter because it is only one harpy over here. It's basically all the exact same thing, so it really doesn't matter what side you want to go to. All gonna be one harpy around for you to do. No more tiny ones over there. I'm gonna call for the attack on this because I want to dash in on the Apollo. I'm gonna go for the taunt at him. Can't get it out quite fast enough to catch his dash. But now we can back up and go do our purple. Athena, definitely a team fight support. That is where she thrives. Incredible peeling ability, fantastic initiation. Overall strong support with good map pressure. I would say one of her weaker phases is her laning phase. Not horrible in the laning phase, but definitely one of the weaker laning phases to come out of some of the more meta supports right now. I'm actually going to stick around because I need 100 more gold in order to finish the sovereignty, and I would like to finish this sovereignty and then be able to rotate to the mid lane. So right now, instead of leveling up my taunt to the next level, I'm actually going to grab another point in my 3.
Be careful.
I like to get right around 3 points in my 3 on Athena in order to provide a little bit of extra damage myself before I start leveling up that taunt to max.
Enemy
Gonna
missing.
call the enemy missing for the team, and now I'm gonna back up, get that sovereignty as well as get a ward for the mid lane. And I'm gonna go right from Sov directly into a breastplate of valor in order to get myself some mana as well as the much needed CDR on Athena. so that we can start to do our ultimate more often across the map, so we can go for more dash taunts, all of that good stuff. And of course, Breastplate of Valor, just generically a very good item right now because of the glyph that it has on it. Glyphs, I should say. Both of its glyphs are actually really good. So for our leveling order then on Athena, we are going to be leveling up our 3 up to 3 points. We're going to get 1 point in our ultimate. You do not get any CDR on the ulti. You do get some damage, but half the time you're going to be using this as kind of a peeling ability. Half the time you're going to be using it as a diving in ability, which means that you are not consistently going to be getting this damage off. So I like to level up then the taunt. So 3 points into the 3, level up the taunt to max. And then I go back, I finish up leveling the 3, ulti, and then 1. So in order to make it a little bit easier, that is 2, 3, 4, 1 on the leveling order in general to max for Athena. One little tidbit that you should also know about Athena is that she kind of has 2 passives, which I think confuses people. One of the passives, and the better part of her passive, is actually these shield stacks. So you can have 3 block stacks. 3 block stacks on Athena at a time, not including if you have something like a Hide of the Nemean Lion, also giving you block stacks, so you can build up even more on top of that. And those block stacks come from your 1. It comes from hitting something with your 1 when you actually use that ability, and then that will stack up to 3 times until you get hit by the next god auto attack. The other part of her passive is that when you use an ability, your next auto attack will be ranged and do some increased damage on top of it. And when you have that ranged auto built up, you will see your bar grab itself a little spear. So you can see I hit those minions with my 1, builds up my 3rd block stacks. Now I've got 3 of them, and then I get a ranged auto, and then that spear goes away when the ranged auto is completed. For Athena's general combo, a lot of times you're going to be initiating with the 1. After you initiate with the 1, go immediately into your taunt. There is no point. I see a lot of new Athena players, what they try to do is they try to dash forward with the taunt, or dash forward with the 1, and then auto attack before getting the taunt off, because they're trying to maximize the damage from the passive. Maximizing the damage from the passive is not your job on Athena support. That is more along the lines of an Athena solo, Athena jungle, which really aren't that good right now. You should really be playing her as a support. So you want to dash, just immediately go for the taunt. Your team is going to be providing most of that damage. After the taunt, then you can go for the auto attack into your 3. So that's going to be dash, taunt, auto, 3, auto. And that is your general combo. So you're going to go dash, taunt, auto, 3, auto. And that's going to let you get off a whole lot of damage. And if your team is ready, they'll be able to follow right up on that and get some good damage off themselves. Which brings us to the next point. Who do we want to be pairing with Athena? Well, over in the laning phase, you're looking to pair her. The traditional combo is actually what we have this game, which is a Medusa. The reason why Medusa is a traditional combo for Athena is because when you taunt somebody, they are looking at you. And when they are looking at you, Medusa ult is very, very, very happy. So they get smashed with the double CC on that one.
Your right tower is under attack.
If you don't have Medusa, if that is not an option, then any general big damage follow-up also does well. A Chariot to follow up on the Athena taunt. A nice and her Impale with the pillar behind him. Easy setup to hit the pillar combo. I'm going to ulti over to my Medusa in the left lane, try to get over there. Second that I land, I'm going to go ahead and pop my shell. So she gets some nice sustain off of that. Apollo diving her in the back line. I'm going to try to go reach him again. I'm going to go for this gank onto the Apollo, but it does look like that my Medusa has mostly run away. So we're not going to be able to grab the kill here. She's coming back towards me, though, so I will go ahead and land that taunt onto the Apollo. He's going to be really low. I don't have the ability to dash because of the chain from Ares. Might be able to stop the Apollo, though, from backing here and get some pressure on this tower. But you did get to see the joy right there.
I'm right here.
Oh my goodness, I am out of mana. That is so awkward. I needed 5 more mana in order to use my 3. But you do get to see the joy right there of the Athena ultimate. I'm sitting over in mid lane, but I can still save my Medusa over in duo. I ulti over, immediately shout when I land, bada bing, bada boom, and Medusa gets to live another day, and they have to think twice about going and ganking.
To the rescue. Your middle tower is under
Back
attack.
towards our combos outside of the duo lane. Basically the same concept as over in duo. You're looking for a bit of a wombo combo because Athena has so much setup. So you're looking for some big follow-up damage. Whether that means a Raven in the jungle who can ulti right on top of the target and get a super easy hit chain off. Whether that is a Ra in the mid lane, a Poseidon. Anybody that's got a big Scylla, anybody that's got a big ulti, you're going to be able to get really consistent use out of the Athena taunt, especially if it's a lower cooldown ability. Say something like a Ra ulti, which is actually a fairly low ultimate cooldown. Then you'll be able to pair that every single time it is up with the Athena taunt. And their options are basically use beads or die.
The wicked will
Chang'e
not
is
get
a
the
good
jump on
example
us.
of a god that you don't want to pair with Athena because both of you are giant setup gods. So we've got a bunch of setup on the Chang'e, we've got a bunch of setup with the Athena, but neither of us have the ability to follow up with the giant damage. Now Bellona is just kind of diving over here in the solo lane. I did see her ulti in, so I ultied over myself to try and help out. Looks like they've actually got 4 people, and they're all going to be incoming middle. Going to throw down that ward, going to let them know I'm going to taunt the Ares just to try to keep him away, but it looks like the Agni will be able to finish off that kill anyway. Agni would be another great combination with the Athena. Low cooldown, massive follow-up ultimate, hit him with like 2 bombs in a row. 100% they're going to be dead off of that Athena taunt combo with the Agni bomb. Every single time. Every time. So make sure you've got some nice follow-up damage for her. As far as gods that you don't want to go against on Athena, she's got some pretty solid matchups into most of the enemy gods. Nothing crushes her. There's no like, if they pick this god, you're out of luck. In your Dunsky, it's going to try to let him get that kill, but I want to be tanking the tower for when he comes down. But in general, on Athena, cripples are very annoying for you. Your initiation is reliant typically on dashing into the enemy target, which means if you cannot dash, you have a harder time initiating unless you've gone the blink. I prefer not to get blink on Athena if I can help it, because I would rather have 2 team fight actives.
That's too bad.
Especially with as strong as teamfight actives are right now, and especially with as strong as her dash is as an actual initiation tool. So one of the advantages of Athena is that you actually don't have to get that blink, which is nice. So if you end up going blink, you're kind of taking away one of her advantages.
Enemies incoming.
And on top of that, walls are going to be annoying for you on Athena. Your dash is a kind of blatant
Your right tower
ability.
is under attack.
So when you click your 1, you do this giant charge up animation, and it plays a loud sound effect. So it's not really sneaky. So the enemy team is going to know when you charge it up. You don't have to use it right away, but for the most part, if they have like a Ymir on their team, or a Ganesh. We'll talk about Ganesh, why he's so annoying in a second. But like Ymir can just wait for it and just throw up the 1 in front of you and be like, okay, idiot, you dashed into the wall. Like, how much fun did you just have?
I'm right here.
Gonna get a nice little taunt onto the Agni, and you can see even with an ability like Chang'e one, taking so much damage from it.
You're on fire!
If he had a safer, longer ranged ability to follow up on that, his life would be so much easier. Ganesh might secretly be one of the best gods in the game. In general. Let's just throw that out there in terms of support. Just in general as a support. But also as a counter
Gank.
to Athena.
Look at me.
Because Ganesh, all he has to do, and he can do it faster than you 100% of the time, is when you go into dash for the taunt, all he has to do is hit silence. That's it. All he has to do is silence, and it counters your entire initiation. That silence lasts long enough
right here.
for the team to get away from the initiation. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a shell, try to dash myself out of this one. See if I can't kind of skedoodle away. Now I'm gonna back up.
This is just
I'm gonna call for the attack, the Gold Fury. Gonna buy myself a Silver Talisman, a Sentry Ward, and I'm gonna ulti right back in, immediately going to the Gold Fury, dropping down a ward when I get here, and I'm right back in the fight. Of course, Athena ult you can use just like the teleport in the solo lane in order to get yourself back into the fights. Yeah, watch out for Ganesh's, man. They're tricksy hobbits. Tricksy Oliphants? Tricksy Oliphants. So do be careful about that. Big friend of yours. Big friend of yours on Athena going to be walls. Much like how you would play stealth characters.
Look at me.
Much like how you would play stealth characters in Smite. With stealth abilities that make very, very loud sounds. That's gonna suck. I'm going down off of this one for sure. Preferably, you are using Athena dash a little bit longer away before you get to your target. Think about how Morrigan stealth makes a pretty loud sound. Think about how Loki stealth makes a pretty loud sound. So you don't want to stealth too close to an enemy target. Same thing with Athena dash, because you can charge it up and you can sit it there on the charge. I'm gonna grab my team A. I'm looking at our comp. I'm looking at our damage. I'm gonna grab us a Frenzy this game, actually. I don't think I'm gonna end up needing a Beads against this Ares, but I am gonna ulti back in
Get ready.
on the Camazot. And it looks like we are gonna be able to force the Hunbat's ult, which is nice. Ooh, our Kama's really going in right here. I'm gonna try to get over by him, see if I can't peel him out of this one, give him a little 3-man taunt to try to save his life, and I'm just gonna call for the retreat. If I die here, that's way better than our level 16 jungler dying at this particular point. Get out of Sentry Ward here deep. Start channeling my one. Agni uses his dash. I'm actually going to call for the attack middle lane. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be a little cheeky. I'm going to look like I'm going this way, but I'm actually going to dash in towards mid. I'm going to hit him with the taunt. Chang'e should be able to follow up with her ulti, and we're going to be able to grab a kill right there. Which brings us to the second part of utilizing Athena taunt effectively, which is the same kind of trick that you can really use on any god in Smite. Which is very, very simple, which is not looking at the target you're about to go in on. You do not need to be staring at the target that you are about to go dive. Look to the side, look like you are busy elsewhere, look like you're looking at a different target, and then flip yourself right back over onto the one you're going for. So for example, I knew I was gonna drive the Agni in mid, so instead I looked like I was gonna run off into the jungle, boom, dashed myself right into the mid lane, caught him unaware, we get ourselves a nice little kill right there. You should be using that little trick on pretty much every god that you can. Fafnir stun, look a different way. Thanatos Scythe, look a different way and get used to the whip. You gotta be ready to the whip, and watch you nay. It'll make your smite life so much easier. Because what it does is it buys you like a quarter of a second or so of reaction time. And especially online, if people have like 100 ping, a quarter of a second of reaction time taken away from them may mean that it's physically impossible for them to react fast enough for Smite to actually even realize what they're trying to do. All right, next up, I am going to go ahead and grab myself a breastplate of vigilance. This is going to help out a lot with the Bellona and the Apollo. I'm going to go try to ulti over onto my man as well, and I'm going to rank this up into an amulet of the Stronghold.
On my way.
And now I am over here, and I can help heal for my Shiva. Hit her with a little bit of a slow. Pop a damage buff for us right now with that Belt of Frenzy. Gonna keep that shell up. I don't think I'm gonna have to use it. Now, if you want to get the full damage combo off on Athena, which you should only be utilizing if you're 100% sure that the enemy target does not have a getaway skill, like in this case, I knew that Bellona can't do anything to get away. So whether you know that the god doesn't have a getaway skill or it's on cooldown, instead of starting off, I'm gonna pop a shell from my team, so when they get pulled into this tower and inevitably Hunvat's ulted, we'll have a little bit of a layer, a little bit of a wall between us. An inevitable doom. And I just try to keep this Ares in combat over here. What you're gonna do, instead of going for the taunt first, you're actually gonna 3 auto 2, and then they're gonna run back into the range of that 3, and they're gonna get hit by both sides of it. And that way it does let you get those auto attacks in between.
It looks like we failed.
And so you'll get the bonus damage from that as well. Now, unfortunately, you are seeing that we are missing a lot of mid damage right now. Looks like Bellona is going to be able to take me down right here. So not much we can do about that.
I admire your bravery, man.
But if we would have just had a little bit more mid damage in these fights, a lot of these guys would have gone down. But Chang'e just does not provide the heat over in the mid lane right now. Not super advisable. And it looks like they are going to be able to go grab a fire giant.
Fool.
To be fair, Camazot's right there, also diving way too far. No need to go that far. So at this stage of the game, I'm 2 levels away from ranking up my Benevolence, which I'm going to want to rank up into a Compassion. My next item, I'm going to be grabbing myself a Relic Dagger so I can have these actives up even more often. And because I'm going to be ranking them up quite soon, I'm going to start ranking up my actives, because by the time I rank up my actives here, by the time I grab that Compassion, it's going to be time to grab the Relic Dagger. Bada bing, bada boom, the game is at the very end, you know? So it's right about at this time on a support that you need to start thinking about actually ranking up those actives, because this is when you're going to start having those major team fights that decide who is going to win the game or not. We do have the little Shocky boy over here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that for myself. My Medusa is getting a little bit greedy right here because they're definitely going to come this way. So we need to be careful. Now, what we can do is we can try to get set up here, and I can try to go for a taunt, and we can follow up with some big damage. So I'm going to call for the gank here. I'm going to wait 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to go in. I'm going to land a taunt onto the Agni. I'm going to land it onto the Ares. I'm going to pop that Belt of Frenzy, and we are going to get a massive follow-up onto them. Agni is at 1 HP. Ares in the backline. I'm ulting on my Camazot because I can see that he's diving very efficiently into the backline, and all of a sudden,
Attack left lane.
we turn around that fight at the Gold Fury by chilling out for just a second and being the ones that counter-initiated instead of the ones that were there on it.
An enemy has been slain.
Attack
Still going to
left
call
lane.
the attack for left lane. I'm going to go ahead and tank this Phoenix for my Medusa, and I've also got the shell up for her if she needs it. Once the creeps get in range, I can reset off that Phoenix,
Attack the Gold Fury.
and we can back it up, and we can go back to
Attack
the
the Gold
objective.
Destroy the left enemy Phoenix.
Same concept as our earlier fights. Hide behind corner, have dash ready to go, dash into enemy team, taunt as many as you can.
We fight.
Hope your team follows up with massive damage. In that case, we had a nice Athena taunt into a nice Chang'e ulti that forced them all to use their actives. and they took a nice chunk of their health from it while they were at it. Now I'm going to rank up that Belt the Frenzy into the Belt of the Berserker. And then by the time I get level 17, I'll be right around the amount of cash that I need as well in order to back up and get that Compassion. The other active, by the way, on Shell is that Phantom. So if you're against a team heavy on the walls, you can rank this up into the Phantom Shell, the Odins of the world, the Emojis, etc. And the other belt I personally never get. It's a little bit of a longer lasting belt. Upon kills, I find that the extra burst damage right off the bat for the team is just way more helpful. I don't get the left-hand side belt on anybody.
Be careful.
We need our Medusa to be over with us on the Fire Giant. She is pushing up in the left lane, but we actually have Oni fire creeps over there.
Gank.
I'm going to call for a little bit of a gank here onto the Hunbats. Not going to be able to do it. At this point, we're looking to get grouped up and shove as a team. We have a lot of good team fight capabilities, and we're also looking for a quick pick. I see Hunbats around the corner, see if I can't force a beads. That is fantastic. We actually might be able to get more than a beads after this. We grab his ultimate as well. Camazotz is still chasing. I got my taunt back up again in 2 seconds. I'm going to call for the attack, see if I can't get into range of the Agni. Going to pop a shell there for my Camazotz. We do get the taunt at Agni. Going to pop that Belt of Frenzy. I've got my ultimate at the ready. Unfortunately, we get a disconnect at the same time that all of this is happening, which is really just a classic Smite moment. There's not much that you can do about that. If we have our solo laner in that fight, that goes much more
Be careful.
smoothly, but you know, well, what are you gonna do on the Smite servers? Now I'm keeping an eye on my Medusa over in the solo lane. I'm gonna back up, grab that Compassion and another Sentry Ward. I can see that he's got some people running at him, so I'm gonna try to make sure that I've got a direct path to him in case I need to ult in. Now I'm gonna ult in. Looks like Bellona is getting pretty close. See if we can't turn this around. Got a taunt right there onto the Bellona. She's actually trying to ulti herself out. So I'm gonna continue to follow him. I've got a taunt in 5 seconds. He's actually just trying to turn this fight on me. He has no idea what I have up. We'll be able to grab ourselves a free little Bellona. Which brings us to a reminder that really I feel like I probably shouldn't have to say, but just in case I get somebody in the right mindset. On Athena, you should basically always be looking at your minimap. If the minimap position is too far away for you to constantly be looking at, that's okay. You can change your UI and move the minimap over. Some people like to play with it closer to the middle of their game. I actually find it distracting anywhere outside of the default position, just because I've played Smite for so long with it in that position.
The wicked will not get the jump on
So
us.
that is totally fine and normal for me. So I'm gonna go taunt this Ares and I'm gonna lead him away from the team because he's the only one over here. Gonna slow down the Hunbat for the one if I can. Not quite gonna be able to reach him, but we are gonna be able to chase this pretty hard. Hunbat's ult down though, Ares ult down. This is fantastic stuff to get down. I'm diving into this. I'm gonna go for the double taunt onto the Apollo. I got my shell pop. I got the Belt of Frenzy pop for the team. I may die off of this, but this should end up being a really good fight for us. I need to end up backing and ulting in, so I'm gonna try to get away from a couple of members. Man, I can't believe this fight is going so poorly for us, he says, as he still has a disconnect on the Shiva. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely thought the Shiva reconnected right there, but he did not. But now we can grab ourselves that relic dagger. Trying to decide if whether I ulti back in, it's gonna help the Camazotz or not. Doesn't look like it is actually going to help him. So I'm gonna let him die. Maybe the left Phoenix will go ahead
Your team is destroyed
and grab itself. It will. That's nice. They may go for the gold Fury again. We're gonna have some folks respawning, so I'm gonna put down a nice little sentry ward over on the gold Fury, so we can try to defend that up, and also try to grab that last little bit of level 20.
I'm right here.
just so we can get those base stats. But yeah, you can move your map around. You can make your map bigger. You can make it more transparent. Whatever you need to do. That's kind of a general smite tip. Some people play with it literally right in the middle of the game. I find it more distracting than anything. My natural kind of position is just to like look up at the map every like 4 seconds anyway.
Gank.
Now, once again, the team is going to be here. I've got my Medusa. I'm going to wait. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to go in right when it's getting close to being dead. So the Medusa is going to come with the ulti. We'll probably be able to steal it. And we'll be able to get a massive follow-up on top of that. I've got an ulti on top of my Medusa in order to keep her alive. Going to grab her a Belt of Frenzy. Don't have my taunt quite up yet. But I should be able to continue my dive into them. Got the Hun Bats in combat. That is his beads on top of everything. And we grab the Gold Fury. We grab a kill as well. And quite a few actives on top of all of that. Once again, our combo. Same kind of thing that we're using over and over again. Have dash ready and channeled. Hide around corner. Blam! Now we've got ourselves a 4v4 right here, so one of the best, might be one of the best opportunities we're gonna get. Hunbats has no beads. He's gonna be one of my major targets. I do get the taunt on him in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that Belt of Frenzy for the team. We get him down to just about 1 HP. I'm still tanking this Phoenix. Gotta pop the shell, and I also gotta get myself out of dodge. Gonna call for the retreat. They do have the respawn.
Retreat!
So we won't be able to finish off that Phoenix or grab the kill, unfortunately. Now on this last spot, basically entirely a flex slot. You can do whatever you want to here. This particular match, I'm going to get myself a Mantle of Discord. I could use both physical and magical protections. Wouldn't mind having that last little bit of 10% CDR as well to go ahead and cap that out. Gonna ult the end on my Medusa. Looks like Medusa and Camazot's over on the right-hand side. Ares gonna ulti us right on into this tower, causing a lot of problems for us, but we do end up getting the Hun Bats, and I'm just gonna kind of run away, except for I've got a bunch of creeps that are following me from the solo lane all the way over to the mid lane. Come on, creeps, leave me alone. We got enough problems in this game without getting followed around by 20 miles by creeps. Come on. And Smite stopped my back. All right, I didn't want to back anyway. I probably got Compassion proc there, honestly. I think Kama might have been doing mid harpies. I might have gotten Compassion proc to interrupt my back, which is rude. But that Compassion proc interrupt of the back, also a great example of why I don't like to get blink on gods that you build benevolence with, or vice versa. Because if you're getting put in combat over and over and over and over again, and you can never blink, then what's the point of having blink, or what's the point of having benevolence on that god? So just keep that in mind. We do need to get set up around the fire giant again. With all 4 of us, I'm gonna start up on this pyromancer, keeping my eye over in the duo lane. I think my Kama can go ahead and kill him all by himself. He did. Apollo was over there trying to get that split push going. Big fire is coming up. I'm gonna call once again for the attack fire giant. We need our Medusa to be over here. We can actually get this started because they're gonna have to go deal with the Camazot over in duo, who's gonna be getting a free Phoenix. It looks like Bologna is around. They've got Ares over. I'm gonna pop our Belt of Frenzy right about now, so we can start to go on this. I'm back to trying to go in. I'm gonna go for the taunt onto him. And we are going to be able to secure that, and we are going to need to chase this Hunbat down. I'm going to throw my reach through the wall in order to keep him in combat. I'm going to tell my Medusa to try to go long way. Looks like she's going to go short way. I think he still might have a blink up here or something. Nope. That's his beads. That's his life. He's going to go down. I'm going to ulti in on my Camazot, try to keep him alive. I've got Shell when I land if he needs it. So I can give him that Shell. No taunt for 2 seconds here. Going to slow down this Bologna. I do get the taunt off on the Bologna. She's only at 1 HP. If we could finish him, we might be able to end the game. But no. Not gonna be able to finish him right there, so we need to be a little bit careful off of this. I got my dash taunt up in 2. I am gonna wait for our team to come in a little bit from that right hand side. Agni is gonna be going for this. He needs to be careful. I'm gonna try to taunt the Agni off of our Camazot before he can get the major bomb combo off. Looks like I can see him going for it. Then I'm going to try to get back here and help out with the Kama. I'm going to call for the attack the Titan. I'm going to wait for the Agni dash. There it is. I'm going to go in, grab a double taunt. That's the beads down on Agni as well. They are getting a lot of respawns online, but it looks like we actually might be able... No, we didn't get to finish the Titan. The Chongon Medusa got too scared, unfortunately. So the play right there was our full HP Chonga needed to be in that room. We really needed both of them going in there for that fight, particularly in a 4v5. You can't afford to be playing scared like that. We needed everybody in the room. We needed everybody to commit to that Titan, and we should have been able to kill it right there, 100%. But we do have 3 Phoenixes down, even if we don't have the fire giant. I'm going to call for the attack the Gold Fury so we can get some fire Onis pushing up. Okay. And we do have the ability to smash down upon them with the Athena ulti, as well as the Camazot's jump. So if we could time that right, we could also get huge damage onto the Titan that way, who is a bit of a squish ball.
On my way.
Our Medusa is going to be getting rotated on over by the Gold Fury, but I'm ready to land down on top of him and try to get that Agni away. Going to use a little bit of reach to get some damage onto that Sentry Ward while keeping a nice, safe distance. That is a 1 HP Hunbats over and right.
Attack the Gold
We
Fury.
should still be doing this Gold Fury. We've got the build to Frenzy. If Kama can get that pick onto the Hunbats over there, that would be huge, but he does have to be careful. I don't have my ulti up at 30, so I cannot help him. He doesn't have his ulti up. I'm going to call the attack the Titan.
On my way. Excellent game.
See if we can't get here through mid. Agni was just around. He's going to have to go long way. We're actually not going to be able to get in there. That is unfortunate. They did manage to get the backs off in time, so we got to be careful. We've got 4 of them, but we don't have our cameras on, who's kind of been carrying these fights a little bit. So now we need to kind of chill out. If I can go in and get a beads here, it would be nice. Not going to be able to get a beads off of this. I wanted the Apollo. Chang'e should be fine. Oh, okay.
Retreat.
So what happened there was Chang'e apparently panicked and used the Chang'e to real early. It's actually pretty easy to avoid the Ares ulti with the 2. You literally just have to wait a couple of seconds. You just gotta not panic in that situation. Gonna run up and try to get some damage onto this Apollo. I'm not gonna be able to kill him, but I do have a giant wave of Oni fire, so maybe I can stop them and distract them long enough for us to get another Phoenix down or something. Looks like Fire Giant is going to be coming back up. Guess there's no scroll there. Look, oh, Cam, I got the scroll. Oh, no. And the Smite servers have officially crashed and gone down. Well, that's okay. We got the entire point of the Athena guide, which is continue to use your dash from around walls. Make sure you're taunting on top of the target. Make sure you are always paying attention to your mini-map so that you can ulti all around. And of course, remember, no matter what, that you're playing Smite, and Smite is a piece of garbage game, and you should know that. That's your Season 9 Athena guide. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a video. Thank you for supporting the Twitchiest community. If you'd like to see more videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel and always hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you for all your support and have a Twitchin' day, y'all.